It's cool, but a lovely evening here in the Emerald City as we get set for baseball. The final game of the homestand, final game with the three-game series. The Mariners going for the sweep against the Baltimore Orioles in their only three-game visit to Seattle this year. Game number 3, we welcome you one more time, and welcome to beautiful Safeco Field in Seattle. I'm Dave Niehaus with Mike Flowers. Get set to play baseball. Quickly, let's look at the Baltimore Oriole lineup.
Thank you, Dave. And for the Orioles leading things off, it'll be Montanez, then Wigington and Markakis. Weeders, the switch hitting catcher, hits 4th. Scott, Adam Jones drops down. He will hit 5th. Then it's Atkins, Turner, and his Turris, the shortstop, hitting 9th. Take a look at Felix and what he has been able to do. 20 innings so far for him, 18 strikeouts. Opponent's average just 203. And the defense behind him, a few changes. You have Tuiak, Sofo out left, Gutierrez in center, and Ichiro's. And right across the infield is Lopez, Wilson, Pickens, and Kochman. And doing the catching tonight will be Rob Johnson.
Well, I think the Mariners' 1-2 punch in pitching, Felix and Cliff Lee, became a lot clearer today when Don Wakamatsu named Cliff Lee to get his first start on April the 30th, which is a Friday. First game home after the upcoming road trip against the Texas Rangers. Lou Montanez takes inside. We are underway, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Right, 54 degrees at game time. Bill Miller's the man calling balls and strikes tonight. No cloud in the sky. We've had the roof on the last couple of games. Montanez, strike 2. Baltimore flies cross country. Spends the off day tomorrow. They'll get there 3 hours in the morning at Boston. There's a base hit up the middle. So Montanez, with 2 strikes on him, goes down and rakes one into center field.
Well, Felix has the ball down early in the game. Montanez, nice job of staying with a changeup, it looked like. Punches it back up the middle.
And stepping to the plate, the power man of the Orioles, Ty Wigington, who has 5 home runs. And who's 3 for 5 against Felix. Including a home run. Scrambling back on his hands and knees. Montanez to first base. The Orioles 2-13. The Mariners have won 6 of their last 7, now over the 500 mark. To the hole. There's one, and a relay to first. In time for the double play. Nicely turned. Wilson, Figgins, Kochman.
Looks like he hits it off the end of the bat, breaks his bat. Nice job by Jack Wilson. Gets over in really good shape and a nice feed. Wasn't sure that was hit hard enough, but it was a nice turn.
Very nice job by Wilson. Good pivot by Figgins, and here's Markakis, Nick Markakis, the big right fielder. Right at the knees, a ball and a strike. One and one. Giants looking to beat the Orioles for the first time here at Safeco Field. And a ground ball foul down the third baseline. But if he gets a win tonight here at Safeco Field, he'll tie Gil Mache for fourth place with most wins as a Mariner here at Safeco Field. And that's sliced into the stands. It would give him 31 wins here at Safeco Field. Jamie Moyer, the biggest winner here, with 55. And Freddie Garcia, who we'll see in Chicago, and Joel Pinheiro, each with 33. 2-2. And line down the left field line. That's fair ball. And it gets by Mac Tuiasosopo momentarily. And that'll probably be a single and an error. And that's exactly the way they'll score.
Well, Felix stays with his fastball, everything away. Markakis finally slices one over. And it looked like Tui just picked his glove up a little bit early on the backhanded play, allowing Markakis to get into second base, so he will get an error.
And the catcher, Matt Wieters, will try and get the Orioles on the board. Baltimore did score first last night in the first inning, but it was to be the only run that they would get. Ground ball back up the middle. That's into center field for a base hit. So here's Markakis around third, and Baltimore's done it again. They get a run in the first.
And Wieters being aggressive, gets the first pitch fastball, runs right in the middle of the plate. They're hard back up the middle. No chance for Figgins.
Luke Scott is the designated hitter tonight. Felix doesn't look like he's real comfortable out there right now.
No, messing around with the dirt. He's throwing a lot of strikes.
Breaking ball, blown inside.
It's the first breaking ball we've seen from him. He's mixed in a couple of changeups. For the most part, throwing fastballs here in the first.
Didn't want a good check swing. And that will take care of the first inning for Baltimore, but they do come up with an unearned run on 3 hits, an error, and they leave a man. Baltimore won, and the Mariners are coming to the dish. Half of the first inning, 1-0 Baltimore. Let's look at the Mariner lineup tonight.
A couple of changes for Don Wakamatsu and the Mariners tonight. Ichiro and Figgins will start things off. This Gutierrez, Lopez, Kochman moves up. He will hit this. Sweeney in the lineup as the DH, hitting 6th. Matt Tuiaso will hit 7th. Rob Johnson 8th, and Jack Wilson will hit 9th. Kevin Millwood, see a nice ERA for him, 18 2/3 inning. ERA just under 3. 20 strikeouts for him. Take a look at the defense behind him. In the outfield, Montanez, Jones, and Markakis. Across the infield will be Wigington, as Turris, Turner, and Atkins getting the start over at first, and Wieters will do the catching.
And Ichiro backs away from the pitch down low and inside. Pretty impressive strikeout to walk ratio. Only strikeouts, 1 walk. Ichiro bullet with right to Atkins, the first baseman.
Well, gets a good fastball to hit down in the zone where he likes it. The first baseman, those guys have been standing there for a long time, haven't they? Ball's hit on the button right at him.
Garrett Atkins, an easy play to tell you the truth. And Sean Figgins is now the hitter. Movement to that, right at the knees, a ball under strike. Kevin Millwood, now 35 years of age. Final year of his contract that he signed with the Texas Rangers as a free agent. And the strike on the outside corner. I think the big money man with Baltimore is making $12 million a year.
I think you're right. One point in his career, used to rush it up there pretty good, 95 miles an hour. Now throwing about 90, 91 miles an hour. Pretty good movement on his fastball.
So 2 away, and with 2 down, Franklin Gutierrez will step up to the plate. Just came right down the middle that time.
Yeah, elevated a fastball. Figgins swung right underneath it.
Franklin Gutierrez, a 6-game hitting streak. They're really going to 10-point control. And that's right at the knees on the outside corner.
The last pitch, turning to the tracer, perfect pitch.
And a changeup right down the middle of the plate. So Franklin Gutierrez couldn't pull the trigger. An easy first inning for Kevin Millwood as he 1-2-3s the Mariners. And after 1, it's Well, Adam Jones, the former #1 draft choice of the Mariners, will lead it off here in the second inning. The center fielder for the Birds, to be followed by first baseman Garrett Atkins, and then a youngster by the name of Justin Turner. Taking our first look at Mr. Turner. Hit hard and backhanded. That place looked like he's going over there, didn't
He really has done a nice job since moving over. Started a little bit early in spring training, but right now making all the plays. Nice little backhand. Plenty of time. Nice strong throw.
And Felix saluting him. Here's Garrett Atkins. And 2 strikes. So both guys putting heat on you in a hurry. Throwing strikes. 1 and 2 now. Rickadeer keeping the pitching chart. He went around.
Really tied him up. Barely gets a piece of it.
Atkins a few years ago had 29 home runs while he was with the Colorado Rockies.
He was a 100 RBI guy. The Rockies.
And he chased that one. So Felix has his first strikeout. Quickly 2 away. Friday, May the 7th. That's when the Mariners are going to be hosting the Angels, and the first 30,000 fans are going to be taking home a Ken Griffey Jr. the 95 slide bobblehead, courtesy of UW Medicine and FSN. This bobblehead celebrates the ALDS Game 5 winning moment that sent the Mariners to their first American League Championship Series. Something every Mariner fan will never forget. The gentleman seated to my left was a big part of that night. You can visit mariners.com/bubble. I know you'll never forget that night.
Never forget it.
2 strikes to Justin Turner. Full, but he didn't go around. Justin Turner, a kid from Long Beach. And he went. So he's down on strikes in a 1-2-3 second inning. No problem whatsoever for Felix Hernandez. When we come back, Jose Lopez, Casey Kotzman, and Mike Sweeney. Jose Lopez leads it off here in the Mariners' second inning. Kevin Millwood right there with a strike. And a fly ball to center field. And Jones will have room to drift back 4 or 5 steps. One down. Casey Kotzman leading the club in home runs with 3. And with RBIs with a dozen. And Kotzman continues to play. Incredible defense. 198 consecutive games without making an error.
That says nothing of how many times he's helped the other infielders digging balls out of the dirt.
And a fly ball off the end of the bat, not going anywhere. Quickly 2 down. The second bobblehead night of the season is set for Friday, April the 30th. Not only are you going to get a bobblehead that night as the Mariners face the Texas Rangers, the mini version of Felix Hernandez for 20,000 fans. You're going to see Cliff Lee make his Mariner debut. Thanks to FSN for the bobblehead. For tickets to Felix Hernandez bobblehead night, visit mariners.com/bobble. Mike Sweeney getting a chance to start tonight, even though a right-hander is out there.
Yeah, Mike with just 10 at-bats on the year.
And Wigginton has thrown him out in a very easy first 2 innings for Kevin Millwood. As we go to the 3rd inning of play, it's still the Orioles 1. Moving to the 3rd, time for the AT&T trivia question. And the question, Jamie Moyer, the all-time Safeco Field wins leader with 55 W's. Felix ranks 4th with 30. Who ranks 2nd all-time in wins here at Safeco Field? I gave you the answer about 15, 20 minutes ago. So paid attention to who that is. This is Cesar Izturis fouling the first pitch back. Well, Lopez had him played perfectly, didn't he? In on the grass at third.
A little bit of a check swing. Nice 2-hopper. Easy play.
Lou Montanez went down and got a fastball and laced it into center field for a base hit leading off the ball game.
Felix so far 30 pitches, 23 strikes, just 7 balls from Felix so far.
Breaking ball. Kind of hung out over the plate. Laces it into left center field. So Lou Montanez is 2 for 2.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the Orioles try to run a little bit when they get base runners tonight. It's tough to sit around and wait for Felix to make too many mistakes, so Rob Johnson will have to be on his toes.
Ty Wigginton bounced into a double play in the first inning if he just found us here. And big hopper right in the lap of Lopez, and a one hopper over to first, and Kotzman digs that out. My, oh my, what a play on the first baseman on both ends, as a matter of fact. So we go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Baltimore. Well, this one's zooming right along as we go into the bottom half of the third already, and Matt Tuiasosopo will step up to the plate to start it off in the third against Kevin Norwood. Norwood barely low with that, ball 1-0. One and one.
Millwood throwing a lot of strikes. Only 18 pitches for him. 14 strikes, just 4 balls so far.
Too high. 2-2. play over there by Wigginton to throw him out. So one down.
Orioles' normal third baseman Miguel Tejada injured right now, so Wigginton getting a chance to play third. Nice play.
Ball and a strike to count. You know, when he throws a ball, it's a rarity in the ball game.
Only thrown 6 balls in the game so far. Most of those have just missed.
Like that one.
Yeah, right there just off the corner. Well, he's in command of everything so far tonight.
And that's right over the outside corner.
I don't know when he's changed, but he's a little bit different. 88 miles an hour, just trying to find the edges of the plate, mixing in a breaking ball.
And that's laced into left center field. So Rob Johnson right on that one. That was straight as a string. Rob has the first Mariner hit.
Now gets a fastball. You see the catcher set up away, runs right in the middle of the plate. Rob does what you're supposed to on a pitch like that. Bell tie, middle of the plate, hits it hard in the left field.
Jack Wilson's got himself a little hitting streak going. 4-game hitting streak. He's been Mr. Doubles of late.
Got a nice homestand. And a bunch of plays in the field helping pitchers out. As you mentioned, Dave, starting to heat up with the bat. Up to 255 coming into the game.
Stop by Wieters. And the runner gone. The pitch is outside. Throw through. Terrible throwing into center field. Hold up there, Rob. He had an option to go to third.
Hits are feeling good tonight. Well, they tried the hit and run. Jack goes outside the strike zone trying to get a piece of it. And Wieters throws this ball, just sails on him. Take another look at it, trying to help Rob out, making contact. Pitch too far outside. Wieters has a good arm, but this one sails. And Rob, nice slide. Thought about it, but Adam Jones in center field has one of the better outfield arms. Good idea staying at second base.
So Rob Johnson has stolen base. One and two the count on Wilson. Breaking ball and it's popped up. Coming back in front of us. Into the seats. Runner going to third, and the pitch hit him. So Rob Johnson going to third base, has to go back to second. The ball is dead. What's in the world? He's frisky today, isn't he?
He is. It takes off. Looks like he might have had it stolen, too. Take a look at this. It's him right in the midsection, I think. Oh, right on the hip. Boy, that one's really going to hurt. Take another look at Jack Wilson. Might have hit him on his right elbow.
You're right. I think he had it stolen.
I think he did. Take a look and see if we can hit it right on his elbow.
Yeah. Looks like it. Right on the point of the elbow.
Yeah.
And like Jerry's all right, and I guess he is. We'll feel that for a while. Other than the head, which is obviously the worst place to get hit. What's the most painful? The elbow, the rib cage?
I think the elbow.
Elbow?
Because it'll swell up and stiffen up on you, so he's going to have his work cut out for him. And it's looking at him, it was on his right elbow. I think the left elbow a lot of times is the tougher one, but the right one.
Ichiro, a pop-up into left field. And that'll be taken care of.
He'll have to keep moving his arm around, trying to keep it from stiffening up, especially on a cold night like tonight.
I think he struck out in the first. What?
Good swing by Figgins. Had a pitch out over the plate. Held it straight back. Miller was able to strike him out in the first on a high fastball. See if he tries to go back to it again.
Johnson and Wilson at second and at first with two away. Breaking ball, a curveball outside.
72 miles an hour. The back door. See if you give up on it. Didn't quite get there, though.
And a line drive down the left field line, going to be caught up with out there. Played by Lou Montanez. And here in the second, the Mariners will leave a couple out there. And as we go to the fourth, they still trail it.
All right, thank you, Angie. One unearned run on the board right now. The Orioles lead. Felix Hernandez and the Mariners 1-0. Felix had a little blemish in that first inning, but since then settled down pretty well.
Well, he has. I think the thing we're seeing from the Orioles is being very aggressive with him early in counts, and Felix is starting to notice that. So he's trying to throw better quality strikes early to work ahead. And that's the reason why, you know, when you look at him, especially early, he was throwing 95 miles an hour, but they're in the middle of the plate.
Exactly. Weeders, the ball that he hit, he went up there first pitch swing. Fastball, it was right there.
So he's settling down now. We have quite the pitcher's duel. We knew coming into it that Millwood had been pitching well. You can look at his ERA and see that under 3. Mariners had their first opportunity to score a run, but couldn't come up with a clutch hit there in the 3rd.
There's Nick Markakis, broke up the Doug Fister no-hitter 2 nights ago in a 2-1 pitch. Leading off the 7th. Millwood did well retiring the first 7 men he faced here before giving up. Markakis dribbles one down to Kochman. One down. Mariners have turned 2 double plays, a 6-4-3 and a 5-4-3. Get Felix out of trouble. Here's Matt Wieters.
Both nice double plays. Nothing easy about them. Here's the tailor-made double play. That wasn't the case with either one.
Another nice dig on the second one by Kochman. So it's proven to be remarkable. Let's see how Jack Wilson deals with having been hit on the elbow. He has to make a throw here. He got hit a few minutes ago in his at-bat in the 3rd inning. Cover story on Matt Wieters in Sports Illustrated, middle of the month of March. Switch hitting catcher. Picked up his 4th RBI. First inning. Oh, how about Felix here? Safeco against Baltimore. 0-3 with a 4.99.
Surprising, isn't it?
Very much so. 4-0 in Baltimore, 2.84 here. Fouled off. Felix's last time out was Friday night here at Safeco, April 16th, as you look at the on-deck hitter Luke Scott. Felix threw 105 pitches, but pitching coach Rick Adair a little distressed that he threw 41 pitches to Ordonez, Cabrera, and Guillen, 3 fellow Venezuelans and good friends of his. Figgins under his glove. E4 on Figgins, his 2nd of the year.
Sometimes you see Figgins come over, you have the cut of the grass, and you think it's going to bounce up. He's there in pretty good shape. Just looked at his glove a little bit early. He would tell you he'll make that play 9 times out of 10.
Second error tonight for the Mariners. Tuiasosopo on a base hit to left, had one get by him. That allowed Markakis to get the second base, and he scored on the Wieters base hit. Seen a lot of tentative swings here so far.
Happens a lot with Felix. They all go up there, as we mentioned, being aggressive, thinking they're going to jump on that first pitch fastball. Gets a changeup at 88. Tried to slow his swing down.
Driven to center field straight away. Gutierrez retreats, makes the catch. 2 outs. 2 down, man on first. Traveling this season. We'll take the Mariners with you. Subscribe to MLB.TV today and see every Mariners game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Mariners.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere. Adam Jones, a hard low liner. It's Lopez at 3rd. Jose threw him out. some treat when the Mariners can have Felix take the mound one day, followed up immediately by Cliff Lee. Lopez has time, makes a good throw. And that'll do it here in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. Felix and the Mariners trail 1-0. '22nd career start against the Mariners for Kevin Millwood. Gutierrez off with a strike. Goody caught looking on an 0-2 pitch his first time up.
22 starts. I was making the comment earlier, Dave, that with Millwood in his 22 starts, the guys, most of them have seen him quite a bit, very familiar with him. But he looks like a different pitcher to me right now. He's not trying to overpower him at all. Remember, he used to be low, mid-90s. Right now, he's 88, 89, sinking the ball a little bit more. He's got a really slow breaking ball from 72 miles an hour. There's another one. Hung that one a little bit.
Adam Jones has it under control, 1 out. I was looking at the numbers coming in of the starters. You talk about the familiarity. Tonight's starters for the Mariners against Millwood are collective .359, batting average, 7 home runs.
They have good numbers. You look at the overall numbers in pitching against the Mariners, they're good in the Mariners' favor.
Yeah.
I just think that he's a different style of pitcher than what they've seen over the years.
Smart guy, been around a long time, 35 years old. At Gastonia, North Carolina, same town that produced James Worthy and Eric Sleepy Floyd from Georgetown. James Worthy, the Hall of Famer from North Carolina and the Lakers. Zuno to Jose Lopez. With 155 career wins. 2 home runs thus far for Mr. Lopez. 4 runs batted in. Three balls, 1 strike. Three and 1. Down the line, foul ball. Good picture, Jose Lopez up on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I would agree.
Probably get him in the door for an interview, right?
See that a lot from him, a smile on his face.
Can't say enough about how well he's doing these first 15 games at third base. Draws a walk. One out base runner in the fourth. First walk for Millwood. He's hit a batter. He struck out 2.
Yeah, that was a big topic of discussion in spring training when you and I showed up down there. How's it going to work? Did they try to switch it back? But I think it's worked out great for both he and Figgins. But Jose Lopez, if you play the middle of the diamond, typically you can move over. Maybe a little bit tougher from second to third, but playing shortstop in the minor leagues, he has plenty of arm. We've seen that.
I've been impressed by that. You know, I did have a little bit of a question about if he'd have enough. Ball won to Kochman.
And now?
It's fine.
It's not an issue, right?
Not at all. Footwork's great. I mean, he's a very good athlete. Very good athlete. Here's Kochman.
And made a really nice play in last night's game on a bunt where he came in with the bare hand, made an accurate throw to first.
There's your test. That's a real good test right there.
That one and going over in the hole, which we've seen him do, can he get switched back around, you know, and make an accurate throw to first? And he's done that a number of times, so I think he's going to be fine over there.
Kochman's having a very good homestand, 7 for 24 entering tonight. A couple home runs. Popped up. Wieters takes a look. Fourth, fifth row. Lady fought it off. Knocked it away.
Catch it. You're not swatting flies.
If you don't have it already circled, 30th of April, Cliff Lee's Mariner debut. Looking forward to that.
Right when we get back from the trip?
Yep. Short trip, 3 in Chicago, 3 in Kansas City. Get those Texas Rangers in town. Balls, 2 strikes. I see Mr. Ozzie Guillen will be in a nice frame of mind when we get there. Tampa Bay put a 12 spot up on them today. Still in progress, as a matter of fact. 12-0 Tampa Bay at Chicago. Chicago started the day 5 games out. Central behind Minnesota. Kochman hits it hard, base hit. Lopez will hold. Markakis has one of the best arms in baseball. Gets it back in.
I think it's a fastball out over the plate. A nice hole over on the right side of the infield. Takes advantage of it.
Diving Justin Turner can't come up with it. Brings up the DH today, Mike Sweeney. A few days ago, Don Wakamatsu said, hey, I'm getting Sweeney in there. I don't care if there is a right-hander in there. I got to get the bench guys to play. Burns got in because of an injury last night. Tui starts tonight. Sweeney starts tonight. Mike came into tonight just 1 for 10.
Yeah, just 10 at bats.
Yep. Drives one. He did that yesterday in batting practice, but Markakis is right there. And let's check in with Angie. Big night in Beantown. What do you have? All right, Texas in a free fall. No complaints here. Here's a look at the American League East. Toronto off to a good start. Boston struggling. Top 3 teams pretty good. Tuya Sissoko 0 for 1, ground out the third.
I have to believe Boston will get on their normal run at some point.
Too much pitching. Lackey won't put up a whole bunch of numbers like he did the other day. 9 hits, 8 earned.
Right.
That's not going to happen. 1-0 to Tui. In there for strikes is Bill Miller.
I think in that game today, it was Beckett, right? Texas.
Yep. And then J.D. Drew had a grand slam. And obviously, Texas came back, tied it up before losing. 2 out, 2 on for Tuiasa Sopo. Goes the other way, base hit. Lopez being waved around third. Markakis has a gun. Now to put on the brakes. And the runners will hold. Mike Brumley was waving him. And then he saw Markakis get on it quickly. And Lope had to go into a slide to break his momentum coming around the bag. So bases loaded, 2 outs.
Solid base hit into right field for Tui. And Markakis, as Dave mentioned, a nice arm out in right field. 1-hop strike to home. A lot of times when you have a couple of outs, you want to take a shot at it, make the outfielder make a play. But in this case, good idea to hold him up. You can see Brumley way down the line trying to make a look. Make sure that's an accurate throw, which it was, and that's when he stopped him.
Markakis a couple of years ago, 17 assists. Run at your own peril. Rob Johnson got a base hit to left field and got a stolen base. Hit and run. Jack Wilson did his darndest to protect him. I mean, he practically laid out across the plate.
And he took one in the elbow when he was running, trying to steal third.
Yeah. Thank you for your troubles. Felix helping for a base hit here, give him a lead. Lopez at third, Kochman at second. Tuiasa Sopo at first. Back up the middle. Does it have eyes? Save! Tie score. Second base umpire, crew chief Mike Riley right there. So an RBI single for Rob Johnson, his 3rd RBI of the season, his 2nd hit tonight, his 5th of the year.
Bounces back up the middle, and it looked like maybe he had a shot at Rob at first base, but Tuiasa Sopo hustling the entire way. Nice call by Mike Riley, the veteran umpire.
Infield hit for Rob Johnson. Bases still loaded for Jack Wilson. Hit by a pitch his last time up. Jack 1 for 3 last night, 3 for 4 2 nights ago, having a very good series. 4 for 7. Popped up, taking a look, is Atkins. No play. And what a surprise, Mike. That walk issued to Lopez, that walk scores.
You can see Millwood, 59 pitches in the game. They've really made him work here in the last couple of innings. Yeah, you look at those numbers at the end of the year, you'd be amazed how many times a walk will end up scoring.
So it's been so great about the run that Mariners starters have been on lately. They have not been issuing free passes. 1-1 to the gap in right center. Markakis has got good wheels, but not good enough. A lot of people running. 2 runs have scored. Here comes another run towards home plate. It's Rob Johnson. He's in. A bases clearing double for Jack Wilson. It's 4-1 Mariners. Jack Wilson continues to own Oriole pitching here in these 3 days.
I think this is his 4th double in the series. Bases clearing double. Jack Wilson starting to heat up. We talked about it earlier in the game. Finds a gap out in the right field, and with the way Rob was running earlier in the game, scores all the way from first base. That should get Felix fired up in the dugout.
You know it will. It's a 3 RBI for Jack Wilson, gets him to 6. 4 2-out RBIs in the inning. That's what we're talking about.
Well, and that's been the difference in this homestand. The guys have come up with some clutch hits, along with some really good pitching and defense. Tuiasa Sopo, nice base hit into right field.
Opportunity for Ichiro to pick up yet another run. 4 runs on 5 hits, couple of errors for the Mariners. Ichiro and Millwood have seen plenty of each other over the years. Ichiro 28 for 70 against Kevin Millwood. 2-0. Eighth man to the plate here.
Yeah, I think the first base open, pitching around him a little bit.
Sean Figgins is 0 for 2. On deck, and they're going to put him on. Second walk of the evening for Millwood, first intentional. Ninth man to the plate here for the Mariners. Nothing like some 2-out RBI. Johnson with an infield hit for 1, and Wilson double to the right center field gap for 3. High to Figgins. Struck out, lined out to left. Former Washington State Cougar Mark Hendrickson starting to heat up. Multiple teams in the NBA for Mr. Hendrickson at 6'10". Hendrickson following in the steps of the great Gene Conley, who was a basketball player, played for the Celtics, played baseball for the Phillies. I remember seeing him when I was growing up in Philadelphia, Gene Conley, and won a 57 World Series ring with the Braves. Nice backhand by Wieters. 3-0.
But Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge was a really, I remember he came out of BYU, real highly rated, first round pick with Toronto. And then he played with the Boston Celtics. He was one of the most hated guys in the NBA.
Why is that?
He's a good fella. Not because he was such a whiner. I was covering the NBA during those days. Come on, Danny, quit whining. You're killing us. Say, he's a good fella. Pretty good wheels out there. You got Wilson and Ichiro. Bases loaded again. And the Mariners have batted around. Millwood, 33 pitches. Dave Tremblay for the game expressed, let's just say, some mild rage at his ball club. Attitude, not playing loose. Things aren't going well. 2-13 is their record.
A lot of it directed at his pitchers, wasn't it?
Mostly.
Yeah.
And when I am told, not for television consumption. Here's Goody, second time in this inning. Millwood no-hit the Mariners through the first 7 hitters. Gave up a base hit in the third, got out of it, left 2 stranded. Fourth inning, it's a totally different story.
Well, he was throwing nothing but strikes early, as you mentioned, and he's really struggled in this inning, as you mentioned earlier. Started off with a walk.
Down the line, foul ball. Rarely, do you see a Millwood's caliber, 155 wins, and all of a sudden falls off the table.
Right. They might lose it for a hitter, maybe even 2, but they'll typically get it back. Franklin Gutierrez leading the American League in hits with 24.
He's going to that pitch a lot tonight. Do you notice does his arm speed slow down on that changeup?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I think he's done a good job of selling it.
Seems Vicente Padilla throw that type of pitch. He was not throwing at somebody's head. Ball and 2 strikes to Gutierrez. Left field. Going back, Montanez. Got room. Makes the catch. Fruitful inning for the Mariners. They put 4 on the board. They do it with 4 hits and leave the base. Jose Guillen, our old buddy, with a bunch of home runs. See Kansas City in a few days. 0-1. Pitch driven under. Diving Jack Wilson. Garrett Atkins, former Colorado Rockies, aboard.
Jack Wilson playing over in the hole, and he hit it back up the middle.
So 3 times, we look at Wilson with a wrap on his arm, 3 times this homestand the Mariners have batted around. Justin Turner playing just his 4th game of the season. Mariners have already turned 2 double plays, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. This is the 5th. We might have a trend here. Turner batting out of the 8th hole tonight. The Orioles were hoping to get Miguel Tejada back tonight, but that hip still not ready to go. There's Miggy.
Cool night. Felix on the mound. I don't think I'd be quite ready to go
Hey, Skip.
myself.
Hey, Skip. Well, I tell you what, I didn't sleep real well last night. You know what I'm saying? Cesar Torres is on deck. Big 4th inning for the Mariners, sending 10 men to the plate, 4 runs, 4 hits, and left the bases loaded. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3. Turner's gone. 1 out here in the 5th. Take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. We're talking about Jose Guillen and company. After we go to Chicago, go to Kansas City, see the Royals, #1 hitting team in the American League. Texas comes in and marked that date, the 30th down. Cliff Lee's Mariner debut. As Torres lays one down.
Yeah,
Rob Johnson,
one.
Look out. Holy
Uh-oh.
mackerel, that's not good.
Looked like he stepped on Felix and then kicked him in the head.
Base hit. First and second for Baltimore.
That was a really nice bunt by his tourist. Rob gets out behind the plate in good shape, and Felix comes in there, tries to get out of his way, trips. Take another look at it.
Did not get him in the head, thank goodness. Maybe his head hit the ground. Let's see. Here's another.
Take another look at it. After Rob falls over the top of him, you can see his right foot, I think, comes right across the top of the head of Felix. See the dirt on the side of his hat.
Top of the order, Lou Montanez, who's singled twice to center. And twice been erased in double plays. Lopez got the one for sure. Two outs, runners at the corners. Taking third is Atkins. Bring up Ty Wigginton. Wigginton 1 for 3 last night. First game of the series and a home run in the 9th inning. Mariners won the first game 8-2. Last night 3-1. Strike to Wigginton, he's 0 for 2. Ten ground outs. Just one fly out, 3 Ks. He's not walked anybody. Fly ball for Ichiro. And that'll do it. So the Orioles leave 2. Felix has a 4-1 lead.
The Tracer system uses 3 cameras to track every pitch. Graphical enhancements have been added to the EQC Tracer this season to give you more information and insight into the game.
Home fifth here at Safeco as we wrap up this homestand. It'll be Jose Lopez, Casey Kochman, Mike Sweeney coming up against Kevin Millwood. Millwood gets it back here, or if the Mariners can just stay on top of him.
I think that's the biggest key. With the way that he was throwing earlier in the game, awfully tough, and Mariners make him throw 20 pitches in the third, and then what was it last inning? 30?
30 plus.
Yeah.
Bender, 1-2.
Getting to the borderline Ephus pitch.
17. It's only 17 inches of vertical break on that pitch. Lopez dribbles one down. There's Turris. Cesar throws him out. I don't remember him having such a big sweeper. Slider, but I don't remember a big sweeper like he's throwing tonight.
He always had a hard slider. That was his best pitch. I don't remember him throwing anything 67 miles an hour.
In a 17-inch vertical change. He's in that wily, crafty stage of his career. Swing and a miss by Kochman. Has he been watching Barry Zito tapes? The big yak.
What's Barry been doing this year so far? Have you seen anything?
I saw
the Giants are doing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Down the line, Montanez not going to get it. Drops in. Kochman takes a look, slams on the brakes, and gets back. He drops one in. 2 hits in a row now for Kochman, 2 for 3.
High fastball jams him. They don't all have to be bullets, do they?
They won't be bullets tomorrow morning, my man. At box score.
That's correct.
Your boys said, hey, you had a couple of knocks.
Well, you have your share of lineouts, too. May as well make it even.
Here's Sweeney. There's one, and there's 2. First one turned tonight by Baltimore. Quick inning. Nice recovery by Millwood. Mariners have a 4-1 lead. Nice clear night here, Angie, at the ballpark. Safeco Field in Seattle. 4-1 Mariners, top of the 6th. Felix Hernandez to face Nick Markakis, Matt Wieters, and Luke Scott. To answer your question about Barry Zito, 2-0, a 1.86 ERA for the Giants, who started today with a record of 8-6.
He's figured it out. He's had some tough years in San Francisco.
He was wooed to come here. 2-0 to Markakis. Here's a strike. Nick with a base hit and a run scored and a ground out. I know it's early and there's a lot of numbers that can really just explode off the stat page for you. Markakis loops one. That'll find room. Base hit. The Justin Hayward kid entering today, the fine rookie for Atlanta. Runners in scoring position. Batting average entering today, 7.29er.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that average comes down by the end of the year.
And he's still going to be odds on.
How many home runs does he have now? 4 or 5, right?
Something like that. One he hit yesterday. Went out and got one, tied up in the ninth against the Phillies, and then Nate McClough won it. Big swing by Wieters. Did you ever do what the Braves did? McClough is running the bases, and everybody left the dugout. It was hilarious.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I had never seen it either. I thought it was hilarious. Kochman, he'll get one there. Wilson back to Felix. Couldn't hold on to it.
Take a look at it, Kochman. This is room service for him. No problem. Makes an accurate throw down the shortstop, Jack Wilson. Well, Felix just couldn't pick it.
Wieters aboard, fielder's choice.
So was it a game winner that he hit?
Yeah, game winner. Game winner, extra innings. And
what do you think came up with a chipper?
Oh,
think he chased everybody out of the dugout?
He got halfway to second, and you could see guys were tearing their butts to get out of the dugout. It was, oh, God, that was funny. And McClough makes the turn for third. From third, there's a high fly ball to Goody. So he has Sokol backs off, 2 down. And he makes the turn for third. And he starts, he's like, are you kidding me? And everybody was gone.
He's looking for the big pile at home.
A great piece of video. But I don't remember ever hearing of anybody doing that.
Not on a game winner. You see the guys that, they'll ignore him after they hit a home run.
They left the dugout. Adam Jones. That's why he's grounded out to Lopez.
That's pretty good for a collective group to control their emotions like that, because you know how it is. Game winner, the guy hits it, it's going to be homer, and everybody throws their hands in the air and coming out. That's pretty good.
That had to have been the I think you're exactly right. Veteran leadership of
Chipper,
Larry Wayne, Chipper Jones.
He's still a fan favorite in New York.
Man, did he name his kid Shay? He made a career out of it.
I think that's when I figured out his name was Larry.
Yeah, because they were on him.
It?
Yeah. He's done nothing but bludgeoned the Mets over the years. 1-1 to Adam Jones. Straight away, not too deep in the outfield. 1-2. Felix with 3 strikeouts. No walks. Beneficiary of a huge 4th inning. 4 runs on 4 hits, and Mariners left the bases loaded.
You look at his pitch count, 70 for the game. Another efficient game for Felix.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Jones. He's done. So are the Orioles. They leave a man on here in the 6th. Felix. Good stuff. 4-1 Mariners, bottom of the sixth, bottom third of the order coming up. Tui, Asasopo, Johnson, and Wilson. Tui, 1 for 2 runs scored. How about Rob Johnson? 2 for 2 runs scored and an RBI. Jack Wilson, 1 for 1 and a 3-run double. Tui puts a charge into one. Deep left center field. Going back is Martinez to get it.
Good to see Adam Moore get a base hit, a double last night. Rob Johnson.
Wag said he had the biggest smile he's seen on that kid's face in 2 weeks.
What did he say after the game? He had to remember what those white things were out there.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
And Rob, you mentioned a couple. It's a stolen base tonight.
Representing the catchers union very well tonight. Two hits tonight for Rob. That makes him 3 for 7 career against Kevin Millward. The other hit a home run. $18,401 paid attendance here tonight. 1-1 from Millwood. Boy, getting all that. What's the movement? A vertical break of 17 inches. That could be a career extender for this guy. Man, that's a good break. Just 6 on that one. He's making it do a little dance. Full count. Millwood struck out 2, walked 3, 1 intentionally. And 1 double play turned behind him. Rob rides one to right field. Markakis, hard run. He's there. Nice play. 2 outs. Take a look at our Geico quote from Don Wakamatsu. Potential rotation changes. All we care about is getting guys better. We'll make that decision as we go forward. And I was wondering, just coming to the ballpark today, playing the role of King Solomon is going to be who? Because you got Bedard coming up, figured mid-late May. You got Cliff Lee next week.
I guess it's a good problem to have, unless you're the guys involved in it.
Got that right. Doug Pfister, Jason Vargas talked to them on the on our roundtable segment. I said, boys, you know, both you guys coming off of great wins, 2-1 ERAs are really good. Got Cliff Lee coming. Somebody's going to go to the bullpen. I said, hey, we're just going to keep doing what we do. Nice play, Wingington. Oh, real nice scoop at first base by Garrett Atkins. 6 in the books, a 4-1 Mariner lead here at Safeco Field. Mr. Figgins at second base at tournament.
I think the common theme with it, too, isn't just getting rid of it quickly, but how accurate the throws are to Figgins, giving him a real nice opportunity to turn the double plays, not having to reach for the ball.
Pitch by Felix Hernandez. Strike one to Garrett Atkins. It's a pleasure watching these guys. We're only in game number 16. This team built on defense and pitch. Atkins infield hit last time up, 1 for 2. Felix, let's see, he pitched Friday. I guess I talked to him Saturday or Sunday. So everything I threw up there was moving. I said, yeah. And Rob Johnson even called one an air cutter. He didn't know how the heck that worked here. Jack Wilson. Down.
That's real nice. 95-mile-an-hour sinkers, and then he comes up with an air cutter.
Thank you very much. I'll maintain this seat right here, thank you. 12 groundouts, 3 flyouts, and 4 Ks. Has not walked anyone. Justin Turner, the hitter, the second baseman, struck out twice. Comebacker, 2 outs here. Quick 2 outs. 7th inning. First Little League day. These are always great. First Little League day of the year. It's Sunday, May 2nd. Mariners host the Rangers. All kids 14 and under. They can add some Mariners artwork to their walls with a poster featuring pitcher Cliff Lee thanks to Pepsi. Tickets, visit mariners.com. Cliff going to pitch on Sunday in Tacoma. Before to get any reports on that. Lopez way close. Third with Sturis at the plate.
Sturis laid down a nice bunt earlier in the game, and Rob Johnson tried to make a play, tripped over Felix as he was doing it. Sturis ended up with a hit.
Felix trying to make short work here. 0-2. The 0-2. He was ready to quit on 7 pitches. Qualifies as a quality start for Felix and makes 17 consecutive. The 1-2. Just joining us, the Mariners batted around in the 4th inning, put 4 runs by way of 4 hits. Goody backing up a few steps. Easy inning for Felix Hernandez. He's gone a full 7. Done a nice job. 4 Mariners' 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Washington Traffic Safety Commission. Extra patrols are looking for speeders right now. Speeding can be deadly. Remember, slow down or pay up. Along with Mike Flowers and the FSN crew, I'm Dave Sims. 4-1 Mariners trying to complete a sweep of the Orioles and finish this homestand with a record of 7-2. Ichiro, Figgins, Gutierrez, top of the order for the Mariners. And Millwood in there. We started, tied the first 7 men, gave up a base hit in the third, got out of it, and then things fell apart for him in the fourth. Take a look at our U.S. Marine Corps leaders of the game. Ichiro, last 6 games. That's what Mariner fans like to see. Gaudy number. Foot race here to the bag. Atkins. Oh boy, Millwood, heck of a play. And he knew he had to go. Not his first rodeo. He knew what that was all about. Wow.
He hasn't had to run that hard in a while, stretching the hamstrings out, trying to beat Ichiro.
He's got it.
Yep.
One out for Sean Figgins. Figgins a strikeout, line out to left, and a walk. Fine effort. Good hustle both ends. Big RBI night for Jack Wilson. Bases loaded double. Rob Johnson got an infield hit for an RBI. Counting for the Mariner runs. Another change of pace there by Millwood. He's ahead of Figgins 0-2. Play for Turner. 2 outs. Let's check in with Angie Mentic. Mike, the play we're talking about, Nate McClough. Angie, tell us about it. And rest assured, it will not be his last. Mr. Halliday. I don't know if they've nominated him to run for governor in Pennsylvania, but I'm sure he could be mayor anytime he wants.
He had to pitch a little bit. He went 2-0. Those guys score some runs in Philadelphia.
Guns have Millwood about a half a second slower than Felix when he throws that off-speed pitch. Kevin right now 3-0 to Gutierrez. 2 outs here in the 7th. Fabulous start for Gutierrez. He's got 24 hits. Leading the American League.
This next pitch will be 100 for Millwood.
Broke his bat. Wigginton throws him out. And that'll do it for the Mariners here in the 7th. Kevin Millwood had a huge hiccup. Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local Safeco agent at safeco.com. And by BECU, it's more than just money. Felix Hernandez into the 8th inning now with a 4-1 lead. Briskly paced game. Felix at 93 for strike one to Lou Montanez. Ty Wigginton, Markakis, Nick Markakis, 1, 2, 3 for the Orioles. Mike, when you played these Orioles, this was one of the premier franchises in the American League. They're going on en route to a 13th consecutive losing season at the rate they're going now.
We had him in the playoffs in '97. It didn't go right after that for him.
Wow. 1, 2 strikes. Montanez having a good night.
Now, of course, they had Cal and Brady Anderson, Rafael Palmeiro.
Pretty loaded. Higgins has a nice chance there. Throws out Montanez. Time now for AT&T trivia question. Here's what the fans thought of the answer. Jamie Moore's the all-time leader. Safeco Field with wins with 55. Felix ranks 4th with 30. Who was number 2? And the fans nailed it. Freddie Garcia, 55, 34 wins. And the fans had a nice percentage there, folks. 7-4 the record. Producer Curtis Wilson said, guess what? The test's going to start grading on a curve. Popped up, and that's a big league pop-up. It's going to get out of play.
You would think that Curtis would be happy for the fans, but apparently not. I noticed that he was a little bitter when he said he was going to toughen things up.
Bitter and challenged. Wigginton 0-2. Struck him out. Bob Johnson holds on. Strikeout number 5 for Felix Hernandez. 2 outs here in the 8th. Ride to Save on Sound Transit Sounder Train. For more information on schedules and routes, visit soundtransit.org. Talking about some of the players on those great Oriole teams in '97. I mean, they had great pitching, too. Was Arthur Rhodes here or with them at that time?
He was there.
He was there.
Mike Mussina.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Key.
Strike one to Nick Markakis. Doesn't seem that long ago. 97. Just above the hands. Great location by Felix Hernandez. He's ahead of Markakis, 0-2. That's a percentage you like there. 21 out of 30. Pitch number 91, a 1-2 to Markakis. Left field, base hit, Tui. Field's on a hop. 3-hit night for Markakis. Orioles have 7 on the night. We'll bring up the catcher, Matt Wieters. This high-speed pitch for the starters tonight, both still in the ball game, Millwood and Felix Hernandez. Wieters began this series in the 5-hole, batted 6th last night, tonight 4th. For Tremblay, trying to do just about anything, and wouldn't you if you had a 2-13 record? Shake it up.
Doesn't have many guys in his lineup that are swinging well. Wigginton and Wieters. Markakis had been struggling until tonight with his 3 hits. Adam Jones still struggling.
Oof. Adam tonight 0 for 3. after an 0 for 4. So the number we had on him going back from the All-Star break last year, it was 208 last night. What he did in the second half of last season, the first 15 games this year. So he's around 200 now. 2-1. This pitching line, both starters. Kochman, easiest play he's had tonight. And Felix, not a blemish here in the 8th.
The entertainment capital of the Northwest.
4-1 Mariners. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Safeco Field. We take a look at our Suzuki Kishashi game recap. 4th inning, the big blow. Jack Wilson with the bases juiced. Clears them. Kochman, Toyosu, Sopo, and Johnson score. That gave the Mariners their 4th run. Lopez bobbled, booted, and he's aboard. E5 on Wigginton. Wigginton had a critical error in the first game that could have been a double play ball, and it opened the doors for the Mariners, and they went right through it.
This little 3 hopper goes off the heel of his hand.
Ty Wigginton, 3rd error this season. Here's Kochman. Single to left. Single to right. And flied out to center. Nobody throwing in the Mariner bullpen. Felix will face 5, 6, and 7. Scott Jones and Atkins. Baltimore. Phil Hughes had a no-hitter going for the Yankees against the Oakland Athletics, and Eric Chavez, hit a comebacker off his chest. Hughes couldn't find it. Chavez beat it out for the first hit. I hope that played a lot better than it sounded. Line drive off your chest doesn't sound good.
No wonder why he couldn't find it.
Yeah.
He's taking quick inventory to make sure everything's all right.
Heck am I? Millwood 1 and 2 now to Kochman. And Sweeney on deck. 7 career hits for Kochman against Millwood. 7 for 18, 3 home runs. Strike 3 call. Will Miller punches out Kochman. 3rd strikeout for Millwood, the first since the first inning. We'll bring up Mike Sweeney. A lot of laughs with Mike yesterday in the radio roundtable show, talking about the art of being ready. They talked about he and Natsuya Sassopo and whoever's not catching that day. They get up around the 5th, 6th inning and get real loose, get real hot, and be ready for any call that Don Wakamatsu may make for them. They check in with Carl Hamilton, the video doctor. Take a look at what the pitcher's been throwing and what he's thrown against them in the past. And Eric Burns in that group. They call themselves now the Goon Squad, the guys who are. Last year it was the Bench Show, which they shortened down to El Bencho. So this year it's the Goon Squad.
You're one of the extra guys. You have to do a lot of different things. One, to have fun and stay loose.
That's a fun group there. Sweeney, Burnsy, Tui, and whoever the other catchers, whether it be Adam Moore or Rob Johnson. Here's our Amica home run zone for Mike Sweeney, which hit the Mariners get through now through the end of the season. Amica Insurance. Donate $10 to the Boys and Girls Club of Bellevue. Thanks, Amica. 2-1 to Sweeney. Center field, backing up Adam Jones. They're just short of the track. 2 outs. Sweeney. Ground out, 2 fly outs. Also hit into a double play. David Aardsma is up. Just getting up now to start the throw. 6 consecutive saves here. The early going of the 2010 season. 16 straight dating back to last August 24th. Strike 1 to Tui. 1 for 3 with a run scored. Down the line for foul.
Wouldn't be surprised if on this road trip too he doesn't get an opportunity to play some infield.
Jack hasn't had a blow yet, has he?
No.
0-2. Big breaker. Millwood strikes out Tui. Boy, he's got a big one. The curveball tonight.
Yeah. I got you, man.
4-1. Felix and the Mariners leading Baltimore. 3 outs away from a sweep and a 7-2 homestand. Felix Hernandez looking for his first complete game of this year. He had 2 in each of the last 2 years. He's got a total of 7 in his big league career. Luke Scott to lead it off. He's 0 for 3. Just drops out, huh?
94 miles an hour. So tough. A lot of people with Felix that think about the velocity, but it really is the movement. Not many pitchers can throw 94 miles an hour and have the type of sinker that he does. And then come back with that at 80.
12-inch vertical. Great. Oh, boy. The 1-2. Scott 3 for 17 against Felix. Line drive to eat is there. 1 out. Seattle Mariners baseball on FSN is brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Taco Del Mar, home of the Mondo Burrito and Rippin' Taco. Adam Jones, 2 ground outs to Lopez and a strikeout. To think you'll be able to back up Felix Hernandez and Cliff Lee on his heels coming up on April 30th. Strike 2. Jonesy's seen this before from another angle. Now he gets to really experience it.
101 pitches, 74 strikes, just 27 balls.
It's being on. Struck out 5, hasn't walked anybody. Vargas last night, 7 innings, 2 walks. Night before, Pfister, 7 innings, 1 walk. Would not climb the ladder. 2-2. Two to Jones. Ichiro. Long run, short of the track, makes the catch. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. 2 down, 9th inning. Felix an out away from going 2-0. Here's Atkins. Ball 1. Garrett a strikeout. Infield hitting the ground out. The King is in charge. Back with a strike. Put a little extra on that one. Looper, Goody coming on hard, can't get it, base hit. Like a broken bat.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Two-seamer in on his hands. Gutierrez playing a little bit deeper and just couldn't get there.
Got a pinch hitter. It's going to be Nolan Reimel. He'll pinch hit for Turner. Hey, you've been cold for the last 2 hours. Come out there and take a hack against Felix Hernandez.
Plenty of time to sit over there and see what he's doing. Go get some.
0-1. Did he go? Affirmative. 0-2. One strike away. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. 4-1 Mariners. Felix comes set. The 0-2 to Reimel. Here at Safeco Field on their feet, 18,401. The 0-2 to Reimel. Got it! Game over. Mariners win 4-1. Felix goes to 2-0, takes his ERA down to 2.20. It's the first complete game by a Mariners staffer and the 8th career for Felix Hernandez. That's a big-time performance tonight.
Well, that's exactly what you were looking for. You had a nice homestand anyways, and then you get to finish it with Felix on the mound. The Mariners, enough offense back in the 4th inning where they scored their 4 runs. And after that, Felix really turned it up a notch, and it was over for the Orioles.
And you said coming into this game tonight, you figured, don't be shocked at a no-no or something like that. I mean, he was dominant. I mean, you called it, and you could see it coming the way he was pitching as we look at our steel cut above the rest.
And he really had it all working tonight. Nice defense behind him early in the ball game, and then he settled in and did a lot of it on his own. Take a look at it. He had everything working, a nasty breaking ball, topping out at 97 miles an hour.
The other thing you like about this performance by Felix Hernandez, 6 strikeouts, no walks. It's his 17th consecutive quality start. He runs his record to 10-1. He's won 17 of his last 19. 5th inning. Take a look right here.
Yeah, a little bit of a scare. Rob Johnson comes out the field to bunt. It looked like maybe he stepped on him.
Felix grabbed his head. That's the last thing we wanted to see. Then in the 9th inning, Reimel off the bench cold, no chance, and Felix knew it.
I don't think there was any doubt he wanted to finish the game, and he does it in fine fashion with a strikeout.
So Felix exalts as well he should. 4-1 the final. Mariners go 7-2 in the homestand, sweep this series from Baltimore. For Mike Flowers, I'm Dave Sims. Let's send it out to Brett Adam and Mariners Live.